guys, so as you guys can see, my background is a little bit different today. Right now, I'm actually down in my kitchen, just doing a little bit of recovery, just icing a little bit, just to, get my legs back, because I had 3 runs today, actually. I did a mile in the morning, I did my griddle practice, and then I also did my Stony Brook track practice, which is a lot, as you guys know, and I am a little bit sore right now, so I'm just icing, and I actually just found this really interesting article on Apple News, and as you guys probably saw by the thumbnail and the title of this video, we're going to be discussing the start of the Diamond League series here in Doha. And I actually was just scrolling through Apple News because I was like, I want something to follow about, and I want some news to tell people, and maybe if I can find any, because obviously I have a whole catalog of news articles, so I was just looking at them. And Doha, the first leg of the Diamond League, which is, if you think of it, like if you guys ever watch soccer, like the Premier League, their regular season, the Diamond League is like the regular season for professional track and field athletes. So this is the first stop on the Diamond League series. Sorry, I just looked at the window there. This is the first stop on the Diamond League series, and there are some incredible athletes here. There are also some incredible athletes that I did not expect not to enter. So in this video, I'm going to be going through with you guys every single athlete who is in there, every single athlete who's not in there. And if you guys want to go check out this article, and it also links, I can also link for you guys the entries, like the full entry list. I'm not going to go through the full entry list for you guys. I'm just going to kind of discuss, this on the surface of it, what I think, my opinions on it, how I think it'll go down, and just, some of my thoughts on the first leg of the Doha series. Obviously, I will do a recap after the fact, after the Doha Diamond League first leg of the Diamond League series. But for right now, I am just going to go through with you guys everything that I know right now about the Diamond League series in Doha. This one article, again, this is just one article of many, but this is just what I found from what I saw. It's by NBC Sports, so it's a very credible article, and NBC Sports actually has done many of the broadcasts for the Diamond League, so they're a very credible source. But I'm going to be going through with you guys all my thoughts on this first leg of the Diamond League series in Doha, and just how it's gonna go down. So let's get straight into it. So it says Diamond League track and field season starts off in Doha with sprinters facing off on the men's side, plus the top U.S. woman in the 100. That's going to be very, very exciting. And by the way, if you guys want to know where you can watch this, Peacock will stream it live on Friday at 12 p.m. and then CNBC covers the coverage on Sunday at 12 p.m. I'm assuming that means Peacock does it Friday and Saturday, and CNBC does it Sunday. But you guys can check that out. So first we're going to talk about some of the Olympic champions headlining the men's 200. So it says several events feature clashes of Olympic world champions, headlined by the men's 200-meter American Fred Curley, the world 100-meter champion, versus Michael Norman, the world 400-meter champion, and then Andre DeGrasse, the Olympic 200-meter champion from Tokyo. These three are incredible, and I can't wait to see what they can pull off. Curley he won the world championships, and he actually has a bye, which means he doesn't have to run any races this season, or just has to go to the U.S. championship and run one round to get into the world championships. And granted, if you guys don't know what it is, if you don't have a bye, you have to go through 3 rounds depending on what you're in. For sprints, normally it's 3 rounds. For distance runners, normally it's 2 rounds. So anything 5,000 or above, obviously, as you guys probably know, the marathon, they don't have trials. It's just a straight marathon, and actually for the marathon, they don't actually have a U.S. championship. For the marathon, it's weird because I think they just select the top athletes in the U.S. at that time. I don't really know the marathon selection. Maybe we can do a video about that, because I know for the Olympics we do an Olympic trials, but for the World Championships they don't do that in the marathon. So maybe I have to look into that. But other than that, so Curley is going to be emphasizing, even though he's the reigning 100-meter world champion, he's going to be emphasizing the 200 meters this year. And actually, Noah Lyles, who I would have definitely thought would be in this first leg of the Diamond League series in Doha, he has won a ton of Diamond League races. He only lost 2 in his life. He is actually not entered here today. And it just says Curley was eliminated in the 200-meter semifinals in last year's Worlds, saying he suffered a leg cramp. So that's just a little bit of background on Curley. This is Michael Norman. Michael Norman, 25, is definitely emphasizing the 100 meters after bagging his first world title in the 400 meters last year. Definitely deserved. He has a strong 200 meter credentials, ranking 4th in the world last year, despite not competing at USATF Outdoors or Worlds, which is pretty impressive considering that most of the fastest times last year came from the USA Outdoors, which is the USATF Championships, or Worlds, or the World Championships. Andre DeGrasse, 28, looks to rebound after withdrawing before the 200 meters at last summer's Worlds while recovering from a COVID-19 bout, which is very, very sad for Andre DeGrasse. He was the Olympic 200 meter champion. We were all expecting him to do amazing, and then he had to recover from COVID-19, which is sad. But he did end up coming back and winning the men's 4x1 100 meter world title with this Canadian team, so that's good. And then Noah Lyles, who broke the American record who repeated as 200 meter world champion for the men's 200, and he broke the American record of Michael Johnson, which is incredible, is not entered here. As I said, he is scheduled to race in Atlanta City Games on Saturday, so a different meet. Maybe I can cover that one if you guys want to cover. If you want me to cover that one for you guys, I can look into it. And then we move on to the Doha Women's 100, which has the last two world champions, Sharika Jackson and Dean Asher-Smith, as well as five Americans who could make the final at USA Outdoors. The U.S. contingent: Melissa Jefferson, T.T. Terry, Sha'Carri Richardson, Abby Steiner, and Tiana Daniels. Those are the 5 Americans who are probably going to make USATF Outdoors this year. I am excited to see hopefully all of them compete. Sha'Carri Richardson is the only one who's really had an up and down season, and then Tiana Daniels, she's probably had a pretty good season, I think. But Sha'Carri Richardson has had an up and down the last few years. If you guys haven't followed track and field, Sha'Carri Richardson had a ban. She wasn't able to go to the Olympics in 2021. I'm not going to get super into that, just because it's a long story and it's not something I'm going to cover in this video, because that's not what this is about. But overall, Sha'Carri Richardson, she has actually returned pretty well. So that's the U.S. contingent, and then the top American in Doha will likely cement themselves as the early favorite to make the top 3 women for the 100 meter team for Worlds, which would be the case. And then it just gives you the list of Doha entries, and then this is their 5 events to watch. So if you guys want to know what to watch, these are their 5 events to watch. Again, if you guys want to go check out all the entries, you can do that. But again, I'm just skimming right through the article, just seeing what to do. Women's pole vault, you want to watch Katie Moon, formerly Katie Najat, and then Sandy Morris. Those are the gold and silver medalists from last year. Moon will look to become the first woman to repeat as world champion in the pole vault in 16 years, and then Morris eyes her first global outdoor title, and after 4 silvers behind her at Olympics and Worlds. Men's triple jump, Portugal's Pedro Picaro, Burkina Faso's Hughes Framinzango, and China's Yu Zamging swept the medals at the Olympics and Worlds, which is pretty impressive. They're all entered in Doha. And Christian Taylor, who was America's best triple jumper, best men's triple jumper. He won the 2012 and 2016 Olympic titles, but missed the Tokyo Games because of an injury. And then Taylor, he's 32 now. He was 18th at Worlds while working his way back from that injury. And one outing so far in 2023, he's already jumped further than any of his 10 meets in 2022, which is very impressive, shows his comeback. The women's 3,000 meter steeplechase, some of the distance events. This event was rocked last night when reigning champion Nur Jarudo of Kazakhstan was previously banned due to a biological passport. This was devastating. I was really upset to hear that Nur Jarudo had been banned because of this passport thing. It was super confusing. I'm not going to go into it again. It's a long story that I'm not going to get into here, but a lot of the athletes had to get a visa, and a visa basically means you can fly over the world for sports or for anything, but they didn't get a visa, so most of the athletes actually were late or just made it, or actually missed their races because their planes were not there on time. Anyways, besides Nora Jarudo, the Doha field includes Olympic gold medalist Peruth Chemutai, of Uganda, the world record holder Beatrice Tepkoech of Kenya, and the American Emma Coburn, the 2017 world champion, and Mekisa Abebe, the 21-year-old Ethiopian who took bronze at last year's Worlds. That is a pretty stacked list of women right there. Again, if you guys want to go check out all the entries, links in the description below. I'll also cover some of my favorite events after I do all the what's to watch events. Women's 100. You can see the trend here. The sprints are definitely the ones to watch. Well, Richardson made a statement with 10:57. It's Jackson who leads the early world rankings among the win legal times with 10:82 into a slight headwind 2 weeks ago. Basically, what that means is Jackson has the official world lead. Sha'Carri Richardson has the unofficial world lead. And then Jackson, 28, maybe the world's top sprinter across all events. She took silver behind Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price in the 100 meters last year in Worlds, and then ran the second fastest 200 meter time in history 4 days later to take the 200 meter world title at Worlds last year, which was incredibly impressive to watch. So let's be clear, Shericka Jackson's definitely on watch in that women's 100. Then the men's 200. Fred Kerley, Michael Norman, and Andre DeGrasse have gold medals. The favorites here, based on 200 meter experience and recent success, should be American Kenny Bednarek, who's actually, I kind of feel bad for him, I'm not gonna lie, because like he's had so much success going, through the U.S. championships and everything, but then he's had like no success on the top levels at like the Olympics and the World Championships. So it's one of those things where like I almost feel bad for Kenny Bednarek because like I feel like he could be so much more. He should be so much more. But it's just it hasn't worked out for him. He took silver at the Tokyo Olympics last year. He took silver at the Tokyo Olympics, and then at last year's World he also took silver. So very consistent silver, just never gold. Unlike Kerley and Norman, Bednarek does not have a buy-in to any events at Worlds, which means he will have to qualify at USATF championships and have his game on if he wants to go to Worlds with those other two, if they end up going with their buys. Bednarek and the world's bronze medalist Arian Knighton and Kerley are the early favorites to join Lyles on the world team in the 200 meters. These three have been unstoppable. Last year it was Lyles, Bednarek, and then it was Arian Knighton. They actually took the top 3 spots on the podium in the men's 200, so they are on watch as well. And then if Michael Norman doesn't make the 100 meter team at USATF Outdoors, he might enter the 200 or accept his bye into the 400, so we're not quite sure yet. But that's also a very stacked race as well. And then I'm going to go onto the Doha entry list and just see if there's any other events I want to cover, just, anything else I really want to cover. So I also want to cover the men's 3,000. That is one of them I want to cover, just because I think that is going to be a very exciting one. So if I go down the list here, we have Buhani Wirigawe, Selman Barega, who was an Olympic champion in the 10,000. We have Timothy Chariot, who was a world champion. We have Sufan El-Bakali, who was also an Olympic and world champion. We have Stuart McSwain, who is also I think he's a world championship medalist. We also have, and then we have many other great names here who I can't actually pronounce, as well I'm not pronouncing them, but I mean PBs 739, 726, 732, 738, 759, 737. I mean, just go down the list. I mean, the slowest PB is 824, and that's literally like, that's almost a minute behind the best one, and that's still like 4.5 minute miling. Like, it's insane. So that event I think will be an incredible one to watch. I think you should keep an eye. On Selman Barega, and Stuart McSwain always seems to come out when it matters most. So keep an eye on those two. And then I want to cover the men's 800 as well, because I think that one could be a good one. Noel Cabet's in there. We have Clayton Murphy. We have Eric Sawinski, who's one of the best pacemakers in the world right now, who could also be a huge factor. And then we have many others from Qatar, Ireland, Switzerland, Algeria, many others. I think that one could be a good one. Keep an eye on Eric Sawinski, because I really think he has a chance to do really well, or even take that race by storm. Next, the men's 400 meter hurdles I just want to discuss real quick. So we have CJ Allen, CJ Allen, and then we have Khalifa Rosser, who's one of the best, and then we have Rai Benjamin, of course, who's actually the best 400 meter hurdler in the world right now. He's won multiple silver medals at the Olympics and the World Championships, never the gold though. Took silver behind Alison Dos Santos last year in the World Championships, so that one could be a good one. I think Rai Benjamin will come out on top with this one. With no Alison Dos Santos, I definitely think he'll be the one to watch in that men's 400. And then we have the men's high jump, discus, javelin. I'm not going to cover those, and then I also want to cover the women's 1500, because I feel like that could be a really spicy race. So if I go down the list, we have Corey McGee, we have Faith Kipyegon, we have Jessica Hull, We have so many incredible athletes here. We have Dariba Wolteji. She was actually in the 800 meters last year. She ran with Thing Mo in the semifinals. And so many, Connie's Klosterhalfen, who's actually has shockingly become one of the greatest world 5,000 meter runners I've ever seen. She's made an incredible comeback. I don't know how she does it. Birke Halom, she's incredible. But we have some incredible, Winnie Chibet. We got some incredible women in this 1500, and I am really, really excited. I hope Carrie McGee can mix it up there, but I would say watch out for Connie's Klosterhalfen, because I think she can definitely make some fireworks. But Faith Kipyegon has to go into the heavy favorite, world and Olympic champion over the last few years. And then the women's 100-meter hurdles is probably the last thing I'm going to cover. Jasmine Kawato-Quinn, she was the Olympic champion in Tokyo. And then we have Tania Marshall, Alicia Johnson, and then we have Devin Charlton and Nia Ali, who was actually the world champion in 2019. Megan Tapper, who was the bronze medalist from the Tokyo Olympics. And then we also have Rita Hirschke from Finland, and Michelle Janicki from Australia. So that is going to be a very incredible race. I think Megan Tapper definitely has a solid chance. If she can run her best race, she is probably going to win this, although I would never count out Jasmine Kawato-Quinn or Devin Charlton, because somehow they always pull it out when it really matters. Even if they've had not the greatest seasons, they always need to pull it out when it matters. So that's probably all I have to say for those results, or not results, those entries for Doha. That's what it looks like for me. I'm excited to watch Doha. I will link this article and the entries down in the description below if you guys want to go check them out yourself. If I didn't cover if you want any events that you want my thoughts on, you can email me at mrsrchannelcomments11@gmail.com. Go check out, all these resources down in the description below, as I said to you guys. And that's probably going to wrap it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun, always run, never give up your dreams. Know that hard work always pays off, even if not right away. Trust the process, never stop believing. You guys are awesome. Peace out, guys. See you in the next one.